Welcome to Joa Fitness Health Wellness Video Podcast, a space to ignite your day through positive conversations. We bring people that have created excellence in their life, sharing high vibration in their reawakening path.
Hello, my friends. My name is Joa Rivas, and you are listening to Back into Alignment podcast. Every Friday, we talk about important information for those people having spinal issues, especially if you have neck pain, lower back pain, lumbar pain. All this type of pain can affect your daily activities. And I know this very much because I actually was diagnosed when I was 15 of scoliosis, which was affecting my spine from the moment I was going to sleep to the moment I was waking up. Day and night with pain is not fun. It's not fun. And I was so excited after 10 years practicing yoga and Pilates that I healed my spine to tell everybody, how did I do this? How is it possible? And now I'm just very motivated to continue because I actually got diagnosed with arthritis 2 months ago, and the pain is back. And again, this podcast, it was created 4 years ago. It's called Back into Alignment, and it's a reminder to me that health is wealth. And today, with that slogan, we have a great motivator, but also a great exposing information about something that I want him to actually tell us all about cannabis and the benefits of cannabis for our body. Hi, Al. How are you, Al?
Hey, Joe. Doing great.
Great. Thank you so much for coming and this invitation. That was very much about 2-3 months ago. I saw your content and I found it really interesting, and I decided to invite you. I actually so excited to know more about cannabis. I live in Canada, in Toronto, where we legalized cannabis over a year, like 5 years ago almost. And I wanted to know from you, like, where did you live? Like, when did you start getting the curiosity about learning about cannabis, and what are the benefits about cannabis nowadays?
I've been working with cannabis since 1987, cannabis and holistic health. Yeah. So,
and where are you? Tell us where you are now.
I'm in California. I'm in Arizona now, but I'm originally from California. I've been in Arizona for 2 years. So.
Okay. Wow. And so you started many years ago, way long time ago. Tell us a little bit of the story. When did you got close to cannabis, and when did you actually got the curiosity about teaching this to others?
Okay, so I've been involved with holistic health my whole life, like even from elementary schools when I started studying health and fitness. In 6th grade, I was told I have the markers for glaucoma, and I would go blind one day and there is no cure. If you fast forward to 30 years old, that was 1996, my optometrist told me that my glaucoma was active and I would go blind one day because there is no cure. So I set off on this path. I was a holistic health practitioner helping people overcome and manage conditions with programs that I developed, but I couldn't help myself. And it took me 17 years to figure out what worked. I tried all kinds of stuff, besides cannabis and cannabis. And I finally figured out a specific extraction process that helped. And it stopped my glaucoma in its tracks. About 3 years later, the extractors that I was using, they lost their soul, started doing stuff wrong, and I went blind from glaucoma. And I was able to get new oils done the right way, and I figured out how to get my vision back, which you're not supposed to be able to do. And it forced me to start a cannabis and hemp company that actually, does these extractions and provides the oils to people all across the USA and help them overcome and manage a variety of conditions.
So this alternative holistic approach that you start getting the curiosity about, what was the very first actually touch to CBD or to cannabis? Was through a friend? It was just your own social group? How did you actually get connected to cannabis?
how I got exposed to it. I waited till I was 21 years old to um, partake with cannabis. And my friends, I'm from California, so it's a big part of the culture out there, at least with the people I was hanging out with. And I told my friends like, hey, I'm gonna wait till I'm 21. They took me up north. My one friend in particular, his father was a grower up north, and for my 21st birthday, we went to this 10,000 acre undeveloped property that had these lakes and stuff, and we just like burned the cannabis, and we had a few drinks, and they did it at midnight, and had the ceremony kind of a thing, and it was really special. And so it sort of made cannabis a special thing for me. It wasn't just you could have fun with it, but it made it like more than that. And I think that's sort of what set me on the path to finding out the therapeutic benefits of it, besides just the fun aspect.
Mm-hmm. Okay, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the cannabis? As you were saying, you went deeper not only to the fun part, which I understand is the THC, which is the one
Uh-huh.
that affects your brain, that which the ones that affects the way as we think. But also, I wanted to know both, like the CBD, the one that is more of medicinal, so people can get to understand the blend and can get to understand how is this cannabis is not only recreational just to go out and have fun, but actually can decrease inflammation, and that's way more, as you say, it cured your glaucoma. Now you're able to see what's happening right now and help us. So tell us a little bit more about cannabis for those people that actually don't have much real knowledge about the what THC means, what CBD means.
Okay, so yeah, just so you know that cannabis has been used medicinally dating back all the way to like 3000 to 5000 BC in China, 3000 BC in India, so it's been used like forever basically, and it was the most prescribed substance prior to 1937 in the United States to help with a variety of conditions. So cannabis, it has the THC, which is a psychoactive component, when it's activated in the delta 9 THC. But there's other cannabinoids. There's over 100 cannabinoids, and they all have like basically therapeutic benefits. There's about 113 plus of them. There's also terpenes, flavonoids, other phytonutrients, and chlorophyll that all work synergistically together to have a beneficial result. Okay, so there when you take it, there is the possibility of getting high from it if you do it in the oil, because the extracted oil is like a concentrated version, and that's how you get the therapeutic benefits, right? Like I can't get the glaucoma benefits from smoking it. I have to take the oils orally. Okay, so that's a big deal. And we figured out ways to breed out the THC to lower levels, so it does not get you high when you take the oils, but all the components are still in there, and they're actually grown on hemp farms, but they were cannabis plants. They're grown on hemp farms, and they have that less than 0.3% THC, so it doesn't get you high when you take it. And that's what that was a huge breakthrough. It took me, after discovering the oils, it took me 2 more years to figure that part out. It's because that's a big deal when people take the oils. It has these therapeutic benefits. The CBD by itself is really awesome, and it can be great for anxiety and pain and things like that. But having everything together is so much better, and I need that. I need all the components in the oil in order for my eyes to have the benefit. I can't just take CBD by itself to have the benefit. So,
Okay, yeah. So tell us a little bit more back into your story. You were exposed to cannabis through your friends, and then you actually saw this more of like a ceremony where you not only got the 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 connection with it, but also like a little deeper into what it was. So I wanted to know more about what type of cannabis did you try first? What did you just smoke it, or was more of an oil, or what type?
yeah. So at first, I've been working with it since '87, right? So like from that point on, I literally was like, people need to know about this, you know, because I'm a holistic guy, and it's a holistic, has a holistic benefits. Like it calms me down. You know, it like I was high stress and high anxiety and high everything, and like just from the moment I inhaled it, like it helped out, and so like it does have benefits that smoking it with in that respect. But I started, you know, providing it to people because there was no access to it, you know. And then doing that, I started was exposed to people that had worked with it and were extractors, and they did various kinds of hash and these different kinds of extractions. And I was exposed to that, and then started discovering the more therapeutic benefits that the oil could have, because it's so much more concentrated, right? So and I just went, it just took me on a journey of discovery. And I work with you know, clients, and in the wellness center, you know, and I was able to develop case studies along the way, you know, without it at first, and then with it, and you know, compare them and develop protocols along the way. It was really really cool.
You still do this, and we actually have your website, which is let me just remind here, My Feed Life is your website where you actually can see all the oils that you actually sell in California, right?
Well, I'm in Arizona now. We could sell those oils all over the United States because they have
Okay,
less than 0.3% THC.
okay. And
Yeah.
so one question: the when you actually heal your glaucoma at the beginning, you were commenting that it came back again. So can you please tell us what happened? Did you just stop using the oils, or what happened?
So what happened is, so there's a specific extraction process with a specific solvent that we use. Like the other solvents, they're more harmful actually, and they uh don't have the benefits. So I could take oils that are extracted and not get the benefit. That has to be a specific extraction process. And then what was the question again? So I
No
answer it
worries.
properly.
You were telling us that you healed your glaucoma,
Okay. So
uh, and then later on it came back again.
so there's a specific extraction process, and um, to keep the flavonoids and terpenes and everything active and not kill them off, and even the cannabinoids as well. So I had an extraction team doing it for me because I was, you know, working in my wellness center and gym, and cannabis was technically illegal back at that point, right? It was in 2013, and so they were doing a good job with it. They were doing it to my specifications and everything, you know, my protocols. And then about 3 years in, they started doing it like without the care, and they were killing off the components in there. And so I was taking the oil, and this was a high THC oil, right? And so it was getting me high, but it I was going blind. So I thought that the oil wasn't working. I thought, wow, like I wrote out my, you know, wrote it out, and now it's not going to work, and now I have to figure something else, or I'm just going to be blind. And it turns out that they were actually killing off the therapeutic components in there. And I got new oils from these new extractors. You know, I gave them my raw materials, and they extracted for me, and I was able to get my vision back, you know, like through a macro dosing protocol. And then along the way, I discovered a bunch of different uh benefits, you know, of doing this macro dosing for other people.
So it was actually the blend wasn't the right blend for you.
Yeah. So to explain further, if I stopped, so it's not a cure where I just took it, I got my eyesight back. It took a long time to get my eyesight back, like of just pain and torture, so basically, for 2 years. And then I have like full vision in this eye, about 60% in this eye. But if I stop taking the oils, my vision will start to break apart in just 24 hours, and I'll go blind in less than a week. So I'm dependent on these oils.
Okay, so in this moment, you're actually using the same protocol as when you just started in 2013?
It's a little bit heavier of a dosage, yeah. And I'm doing I developed the high CBD version so you don't get high, because that's the big deal with the cannabis oils. With the therapeutic benefits is just a little tiny, like the size of a grain of rice, it gets you super high. And a lot of people, they don't want to get high, they just want to get better. So developing the high CBD version that has minimal THC and it doesn't get you high, that is more attractive to people. And then it also allows you to take it during the day, because before you could just take it at night because you couldn't work being high, so now you could take it during the day and at night, so you get more of a flow, and there's actually better results that you get.
As you were saying, because not all weeds get you high or like it gets you in that level, you tend to blend them in a way that someone can work and don't be affected by it, still getting the therapeutic effects.
Yes.
So in this moment, you actually found a blend for you that you can actually work, and you still get the benefits of having your full vision.
Yes, that's what we did. It was through the breeding of plants and then through the extraction process as well. I'm the extractor and formulator. I created all the formulations for the company, and the protocols for all the extraction process.
Mm-hmm. There is a 24% of young adults, Americans, in that actually smoke marijuana in US, and also really interesting. The production of the market in Canada has grown tremendously from 1.2 billion to 2.6 billion from 2019 to 2020, and keeps growing as we legalize most of most the whole almost the whole country is legalizing this, and also US, right, is going into the same direction.
Yes, there's more states than not that it's legal in. Um, there's a medical legality, for medical use, and then there's the recreational use, and there's a ton of states that have gone recreational. There's probably about almost 40 that are medical, and it's catching up as far as recreational.
And medical means that it is not allowed to add even 1% of THC.
No, the medical, it could be high THC. The medical actually means that you could get higher THC and more product.
Ah,
So like with recreational, for instance, like marijuana is marijuana. You just buy the marijuana and it has whatever percentage it has, like the actual flower. But as far as the concentrates, um, if a recreational user in the United States, it's very slightly state to state, but generally it's 100 milligrams of THC is the max that you could buy per bar or whatever it is, gummies or whatever it is. Like the container could only have 100 milligrams. So if there's 10 gummies in there, then each one's going to have 10 milligrams, and stuff like that. So a medical patient, a cannabis patient, they go to the doctor, get the recommendation, and then get the card and everything. Their gummies or capsules or whatever it is, can have 25 or 50 milligrams of THC in there. They could have much higher, because you need sometimes those higher amounts to get the therapeutic benefits if you're trying to overcome and manage a condition.
mm-hmm. And as you were telling me before, knowledge is power and health is wealth. I want to know now the older version of yourself. What would this version tell to the younger version of yourself now, knowing so much about cannabis?
Um, I would have stuck with it, you know, because there was a period of time during those 17 years when I was searching, for the solution, you know, and there was a period of time where I was still working with cannabis, but I even stopped smoking it for a while because I was just like so immersed in this holistic health and that the superfoods were in and raw foods and all this kind of stuff, and I was looking for these solutions just with that, and I sort of ignored the cannabis for a while, and then I was brought back to taking it and ingesting it because I was seeing so many other people having the benefits from it, and and then that's when I started experimenting again, and I finally figured out. So I would have figured it out much sooner if I would have just stuck with it. So that's what I would. Uh, um, don't leave it. It's your friend.
Yeah. And then find the blends, the proper blends with professional people like you. Now, do you have actually a lab where you blend all these, or how do you do? Do you work with a team? How do you actually work with My Fit Life?
Well, yeah. Today we have I have extraction teams that do the extractions according to my SOPs, my standard operating procedures, and because I just don't have the time, but I still do all the formulations. The, and so I get all the batches ready, and then in a lab, and then they're capsuled or put in tincture bottles or whatever it is, from there. But I still have an active part in creating the formulations because I have the ability to do it right now. And like I said, if I stop taking my stuff, I go blind in less than or if I stop taking it or have the wrong stuff, I'll go blind in less than a week. So I can't afford to have a bad batch,
Wow, yeah, that's
because
very
I
clear.
don't take a special formulation for myself. I take off the shelf,
Okay. Have you seen other people with the same condition that you have of glaucoma having the same results than you?
Yes, I've worked with about, I think it's 37 people that we've had success with, varying degrees of success, and they've had varying degrees of effort in it too.
Mhm. And in the process of healing your vision, have you considered that perhaps other factors were also part of the healing, or you actually attribute 100% was the cannabis, the solution for your glaucoma?
Okay, so there are other supplements that you could take. I have like a lifestyle optimization kit, that I've developed, but uh the cannabis it is the key, right? Like without the other stuff, I'll and if I have the cannabis, the formulate that specialized formulation, I'll still be able to see, but the other stuff, if I take that without the cannabis, then I'll go blind, so the that one thing, the cannabis, that specialized formulation is needed for me to have my eyesight. The other stuff helps to improve things, and I also have migraines that go along as well. Um, and, but yeah, the cannabis is absolutely needed.
Uh-huh. For a moment, I actually lost you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Can
when you
you?
were saying, I'm not sure if everybody lost you, but there was a moment that you were saying that the cannabis is actually key component of the kit that you have used as a way of healing your vision. Um, but there was a moment I think I lost. Oh, that was the whole.
Yeah, it's just with you need that, without the cannabis, I'll go blind. I could take all the other things and all the vitamin A's and all the different things that are supposed to be good for your eyes. I'll still go blind, but the cannabis is the key component to it. And then the other vitamins and minerals and superfoods, they're just like cofactors for the cannabis, basically.
Okay, and so you actually have tested the same protocol with about 36 people that are also suffering of vision issues, and they also have great results.
Yes, definitely.
You want to tell us more about these case studies?
Yeah, you want me to let you know, like, sort of why the cannabis is so important, though, first?
100%, yes, please.
Okay, so every person, every animal that has a vertebrae has an endocannabinoid system that needs to be fed with cannabinoids. And if you don't, then you're going to be operating suboptimally. Even if you think you're at top notch, you're going to be operating suboptimally because this uh, endocannabinoid system, it's fed with cannabinoids. It has receptors, and it's all over your body and your bones and your organs, in your eyes, all over your skin, your third dermal layer down. And if you don't feed it, then you're going to be out of balance, because that's what your endocannabinoid system is responsible for. It's responsible for this what's called homeostasis, which is basically providing balance to the other systems in your body. So the other systems, they have to have proper flow, like an up regulation, down regulation, in your body, that has unrestricted flow. And the endocannabinoid system is responsible for that regulation. So if you're not feeding your endocannabinoid system, then there'll be blockages, like almost like traffic jams, and then problems occur, like in the other systems.
Okay, so
That
that's the main reason.
yeah, and that's why it seemingly helps so many different ailments, is because people just manifest different ways when they have ill health. But a lot of times they really just have an endocannabinoid deficiency, or a cannabinoid deficiency. And once you feed that your body with cannabinoids, the different symptoms go away. And it was seemingly helping all these different ailments, but you just had an or a cannabinoid deficiency. Does that
Mhm.
make sense?
Yeah, no, this system, you say everyone has it, and it can go and be blocked. That's what I understand.
Well, it needs to be fed, and if it's not fed, then the other systems in your body will not function properly. They'll have like uh blockages, basically. So like your cardiovascular system, your lymphatic system, and different things like that. They won't be able to function the way they should. So things like high blood pressure, heart disease, like different things could manifest, that way.
And it's actually activated by adding cannabis in the body.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, it provides homeostasis. There's other cofactors as well that are needed for certain things. That's why we have a lifestyle optimization kit. But those cofactors um, are will provide minimal benefit if the cannabis isn't there. And that's why we're in such a state of ill health today, is because of that, because it was outlawed in 1937, not just in the United States, but it was simultaneously outlawed all across the world, just like things are happening now, like it happens everywhere all at once. It happened like that back in 1937 with cannabis. And the like before that, like things like cancer and all kinds of stuff that you never even heard of that kind of thing, and it just got, you know, worse as time went on. And then as they added in the chemicals and glyphosate and different things like that, then things just went downhill, like in a spiral.
Yes, and then this system that you were talking, where for you cannabis is crucial. Can you please remind us or give us a top 3 or 5 supplements that you use to keep your glaucoma away and control?
The the system is called the endocannabinoid system. So I take the cannabis oils, it's a full extract cannabis oil. I also do MSM, which is a methyl sulfonamethyl. It's a bioavailable source of sulfur, and it's super, super important. They call it one of the 5 elements of life. I do a multi-mineral called Shilajit. It's an Ayurvedic herb, and it has all 84 minerals, trace elements, and fulvic acid and humic acid, which makes the absorption of the minerals almost 100%. But it's just basically a multi mineral. And Chlorella spirulina, which
Okay.
is their algae, and they're each separate, but I put them together sort of because they're similar. They're slightly different, but they're similar in the respect that they are the most beneficial foods on the planet. They're actually a food. They're considered supplements, but they're actually a food. They have all 8 amino acids, fat soluble and water soluble vitamins, and just all kinds of different stuff. Prebiotics, probiotics, etc. And then also vitamin C. Vitamin C. It's on its own, it's super important, but it's a synergist for the MSM, so they work very well together, and actually, it up levels both of them, and the same thing with MSM and CBD, they up level each other. You know,
Okay. Yes.
there's a new one too, that I'm doing that it's just vitamin D3 with K2, because you need the K2 with the D3, but that's having a lot of success as well.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I take actually chlorella. I'm taking now chlorella every day. The second one, the multimineral one, the Ayurvedic one. Could you please remind us that one?
It's called Shilajit. It's Shilajit, Shilajit,
Yeah,
and it's an
that one I
Ayurvedic
haven't
herb.
tried before.
Excuse me?
I haven't tried that one. Do you actually get the results by combining them all together, or you tend to just remove one by holidays, kind of, and bring it back in?
The Well, when I do I call them like cofactors, or the rest of the lifestyle optimization kit. When I do those other supplements, then my vision, it seems like it gets a little sharper. Like if I just do the cannabis oil by itself, I'll have my vision, but the overall results, if I take everything, is just it's much sharper.
Okay. And as we know, our vision is a big part of our spine because the vision is connected to our brain. And depending of our spatial our awareness, we're actually going to be standing in a way or like we're even wanting to create balance through it. Part of my posture program, I include eye training. Sometimes we forget about that. Eyes are so, so important. So I wanted to know, in the process of healing your vision, and have you noticed also the spine is getting stronger? Your spine is having less pain, especially because you're also having these medicinal therapies that maybe help you also with the spine. What do you see a correlation between your eyes and your spine healing?
Oh yeah, the spine, pretty much the whole body, because the spine affects the whole body, right? But yeah, for sure. The Because there are, like a bunch of benefits that it has, as far as the pain relief and anti-inflammatory and all that kind of stuff. But as an example, before I figured it out when I was 47 years old, and when I was 42, I'm a I was I was a competitive power lifter, won nationals, stuff like that, and I beat my body up really bad, over the years, and but when I was 42, I went with my girlfriend. She was new girlfriend at the time, to a club in Hollywood that my friend was throwing, and I was dancing, and I was like, 42, and I'm in there for about 15 minutes on the dance floor, and my low back starts hurting. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like, that never happened before. And it started to get worse, and I had to actually stop dancing. I was like, yeah, I need to go rest. And I used to be able to like dance all night, that was like, And I started, it sort of sidelined me, and I was, I rested and got up again. But like sort of things like that started happening a little bit as I was getting older, and so it's like almost like an arthritis setting in the low back and the neck and stuff like that. And when I started the protocol, um that went away. It's like to the point where it got better than it was, and like it gets crazy, and the mobility that I have now in my joints is nuts. Like the flexibility and everything, without practicing stretching. It's just because the the cannabis, the different oils, they break down calcification and crystallization inside of your body, and it allows just you to move freely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're also taking MSM, which is great for like autoimmunity, and also as a source of sulfur also will help you with your joints. So actually, you're doing a great protocol. As you were commenting, it's not only cannabis. You are doing also a training protocol. You actually do physical training. You eat very healthy. So that's also a reminder to everybody that it's not only one thing. Definitely cannabis is like the pinnacle of the whole system, but it's very important to also have a lifestyle. I'm sure that's why your company is called My Fit Life. It's emotional fitness, physical fitness,
Yeah.
spiritual fitness. I'm very excited to continue with this conversation. There is so much we're going to go deep into this world about cannabis. And I want to talk the next time about arthritis, specifically osteoarthritis. I know we do have psoriasis arthritis, we have rheumatoid arthritis. But next time, next week, we're going to be talking about osteoarthritis. So if this talk for you was interesting, please give us a review, give us a comment or some type of insight that you got through the conversation. Perhaps you have somebody in your family that have some issues with the eyes, maybe your grandparents, maybe your mom, your dad, even yourself. And it would be nice to contact Al in Arizona and perhaps start doing the same protocol that has helped him many times to come back and see life with true colors. So thank you so much, Al. Al can be found in myfitlife.net/blog, where he actually writes about wellness, CBD, and cannabis. He also has an amazing meetup group with over 1,700 cannabis advocates and enthusiasts. And I'm just excited to continue with our conversation. Al, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you so much.
We invite you to subscribe to this channel and share with your community. Please leave comments below, and if you like the episode, click the like button. Have a beautiful day.